most of you probably know what a cassette is. There's tape in there, and if it gets caught in your car, there's a bunch of shit that's all over the place. Well, if you take a piece of tape and you loop it together, and you cut it properly and tape it, then you have a repeating pattern. It goes around and around and around and around and around. Well, in the 70s, when I started working with tape, I bought what I could afford, which was used tape players and used tape, and it was dirt cheap, and there's plenty of it. So by, 30 years later, what happens with analog tape is it's basically, rust glued to plastic. And the glue loses its integrity and the rust falls off, and that's where the sound is. Mm-hmm. So as these loops were going around and around on the Revox, I suddenly realized something's changing, what's going on? And I could see dust in the tape path, and I was like, oh my God, am I recording? Yeah, it's on, okay. So then this extraordinary thing happened over 2 days in the studio where these 6 different loops all kind of disintegrated in their own way, in their own time, individually, one after another. And suddenly I had this 5-hour piece I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with, but I called everybody and said, get over here, you won't believe what happened.
Wow. Yeah. was an orchestral piece, and now you're making it. It has been performed, right, with a full orchestra.
Yeah. It ended up that we were going to do this thing at a church, but then the Metropolitan Museum wanted it for their 10-year 9/11 anniversary memorial. So it ended up that we did it with the Wordless Music Orchestra in the Temple of Dendur in the Metropolitan Museum in New York on the 10th anniversary. There was about 800 people there. 400 couldn't get in. It was so beautiful. And at the end, there wasn't a sound. It was as if we'd all been turned to stone, like this Isis and Osiris that were sitting back in the back with these little smiles on their faces. And there were children there and old people. 3 minutes of silence. And then this plane went by picking up the F note of the final fade, and that went away, and I just had hair standing on end, goose flesh going, oh God, what's going to happen now? And then everyone went crazy, so it was just amazing.